As a photographer and videographer in the wedding and event industry, audio is one of those things that is just plagued with issues. In today's video, we're going to talk about the audio equipment I'm using at weddings specifically to get reliable audio in any situation and try and get around all of the issues that come up with recording audio. And it's not just about equipment, it's about how people speak into the microphone, surprise speakers, all this kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. If you guys haven't noticed, I've turned ad revenue off on my channel. I just find ads really annoying. I do have YouTube Premium now, but whenever I'm not logged into my account and I look at videos and ads pop up, it's just really annoying. If you guys want to support the channel, check out the link in the description where you can see my Lightroom presets and video LUTs. I use them for pretty much everything. You can see my Instagram if you want to check out what the colors look like. They do work with Sony, Canon, Nikon, Fuji. So if you want to check those out, there's a link in the description. Firstly, let's just talk about some of the equipment that you can use. I don't obviously have all of it, but some of the equipment you can use when you're trying to record audio at a wedding. The first one that most people are going to have is just an on-camera shotgun microphone, like the one I'm using to record my voice right now. They're really great for like scratch audio, we call it, which is just, environmental sounds, people talking in the background. While they are great for that kind of thing, they're not great for recording speeches and vowels because you really need to get the microphone really close to the source or, the person speaking to be able to get really good quality audio. So really the next option people go to is using lavalier microphones. Now these are the ones that you just clip on to the person speaking and they work really, really great. You can get them in all sorts of forms. I've had the Rode Video Go's, I've had the Go 2s. I now am using the DJI mics, which we'll get into soon. And you can also get systems like this Zoom F2 I have, which records in Float 32, which if you guys don't know is pretty close to what I would call raw audio, where you don't have to really set the levels or anything. It doesn't peak out and you can lift the gain as much as you want without having any noise. So a lot of people think this is kind of a cheat code, and in some ways it is, but there's a lot of issues that pop up with weddings where this isn't going to help you. The next piece of equipment a lot of videographers use is something like this Zoom H6, which is just a handheld audio recorder, which is fantastic for plugging into venue systems or into the back of portable speakers that have an auxiliary output. So you can get really clean audio from the person speaking through the microphone. That is really great, but you can also have issues with systems, especially health systems that are using cheaper quality kit that just cut in and out, the batteries go flat, and people end up putting the microphone down. It can just be a real disaster. Most of the time, like I said, it does work really well, but I've found anyway in our industry, in the wedding industry, that too many venues and too many celebrants or whoever is using the audio system isn't using good quality gear, and it can just cause a lot of issues with interference and microphones cutting in and out, and that's just going to ruin it. If you don't have a backup, you don't have audio. So let's say, for example, you've got your handheld audio device plugged into the system audio and the mic cuts out, but that's okay because you've gone ahead previous to the ceremony and attached a lavalier mic to the groom or the bride or one of the grooms or one of the brides or the celebrant to get that backup audio. But then all of a sudden one of the guests stands up, or one of the parents maybe, and does a reading that you don't know about, no one told you about it, and you really need to get that audio. They pick up the handheld mic, but because they're too far away, it starts cutting out and you don't have any audio. You don't have a Zoom H2 on them, so you're not going to have any audio. This leads into the DJI mics and how I've been using them at weddings. So they also work really similar to the Rode Wireless Go 2s that have internal recording. So if they do cut out a range or something like that, you have a backup recording on the track, which is great. And what I've been doing with the DJI mics is just attaching them to the microphone. So let's just pretend this little handheld tripod is a microphone. They're going to be holding the microphone like this, and I just tape or Velcro the DJI mic to the handheld microphone. That's recording internally, so if it cuts out at range, I'm not going to have any issues there. And I also tell the celebrant or the MC or whoever's bringing people up to talk that even if the handheld mic cuts out, they need to still hold it up to their mouth so we can get that backup track recording. And they'll just tell that to the person or whisper it in the ear when they come up to speak. The reason I really like the DJI mics over the Rode Wireless Go 2s is because they're just a little bit smaller. I find the range is slightly better, and the best part is you can see the levels and adjust the gain in the transmitters and the receiver, all from the receiver on the camera with the touchscreen, which is just a really handy thing to have because you know, you can record at a really low level and bring it up in post, but you are going to get noise because it's not a Float 32 recorder. Another plus with the DJI mics over the Rode Wireless Go 2s is that they just work like a USB drive. You just plug them into the computer with the USB-C cable, the folder pops up on your desktop and you can import the files. With the Rode Wireless Go 2s, you have to use the Rode software and it's a little bit clunky. You have to export the files and it's just another step that I don't want to do. It's not a deal breaker for everybody, but I'm doing this full time. I'm doing a couple of weddings a week through summer and I don't want to have to take extra steps that I don't need to. So that's pretty much how I've been getting around my audio issues with ceremonies and receptions. If you guys need to know any other information or you have any questions for me, drop a comment in the description below and I'll address those as soon as possible. I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my channel and give this video a like, maybe comment below if you have any thoughts of your own. And I'll see you guys in the next video real soon. This is a grey card. It's grey and white.